Growing up, I always looked forward to break time just so I could buy these fish rolls. They were so good. I spent all my money on them. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Let me show you how to make fish rolls like a pro. Watch this video right through the end so you don't miss any important parts. Start by adding 3 cups of sifted flour to your bowl. You're going to add about half a teaspoon of salt and 1 tablespoon of sugar and mix properly. You might want to omit the sugar, but I noticed that in the one I bought from school, it tasted a bit sweet, like they added sugar to it. That's why I added sugar. Go in with 130 grams of cold margarine or butter, and then you're going to mix this properly. Make sure the butter or margarine is well mixed. So by the time you're done mixing, this is what it should look like. It should look like breadcrumbs. In a separate bowl, crack an egg and whisk properly. Then you're going to add this egg in just as so, and then you're going to add in half cup of cold water. Please make sure to use cold water because we want our dough to be really flaky. So the combination of cold butter and cold water is going to make our dough really flaky and so good. So go ahead and mix all together till you form a dough just like this. Make sure to not add too much water to this dough and do not overmix this. If you overmix, it's going to turn out chewy and not flaky. So go ahead and transfer to a nylon or a plastic wrap and refrigerate for about 10 to 15 minutes. So this is the fish we're using for this recipe. It's a medium-sized fish that I already cut and cleaned. You can use any fish of choice for fish rolls. So go ahead and season your fish. I added some salt, seasoning cube, a bit of fish spice. Just season this however you want, but please don't overspice it. You know, when you overspice your fish, it can easily get salty. So I went ahead and grilled this fish. This is what it looks like. I grilled in my air fryer for about 12 to 15 minutes. You can decide to boil your fish if you prefer, but I prefer to just grill the fish instead. And then I took out the head because we are not going to be needing it. Take out the bone just as so. Then go ahead and mash up the fish. So you might find pieces of bones in like this. Please be careful and always take out all. Try as much as possible to take out as much of the bones as you can. You don't want to be eating fish rolls and biting bones, no. So after mashing it up, this is what we have. Now let's make the fish filling. To a pan, add in some oil and saute some onions. You're going to saute your onions till fragrant, till it releases all the flavor, till you can perceive the aroma of the onions. Then you're going to go in with your green bell pepper. This is chopped scotch bonnet pepper, and this is the red bell pepper. You can add whatever vegetable of choice. You can even go in with grated carrots, but these are the vegetables I'm using. I'm just using the bell peppers and onions. So go ahead and fry this for a bit. So go in with a bit more spice. Don't do too much, please. I just added a bit of fish spice and then I added ginger garlic powder. So go ahead and stir for a bit and then went in with the fish just as so. So you're going to stir this properly. Just fry it for a bit, maybe a few minutes. You don't want to do too much. Then go ahead and mash the fish if you still have big chunks of fish in there, and just stir fry for a bit. You can decide to taste this for spice. If it needs extra spice or seasonings, then go ahead and add. So I went in with just a bit of salt because it needed a bit more salt, and that's it. So just go ahead and stir fry for a bit more and take it off heat. So go ahead and transfer to a wide plate for it to cool down completely. So spread it all out like so that it can cool down very well. So this is our filling already all done, and now we've brought out our dough from the fridge and we're going to roll this wide and flat. Sprinkle some flour so your dough doesn't stick to your board, and you're going to roll this. If you're using a small work surface like mine, you can go ahead and divide your dough into 2 so that it will be easier for you to roll as flat as possible, because here I was busy trimming off all the sides, all the edges, because I used a small work surface. But if you have a very big work surface, you can go ahead and roll the dough all at once. So this is what your thickness should be. It should be this thick. It shouldn't be thicker than this. So go in with the fish filling just as so. Just spread it all like this. Don't overfill this. Just the way I added it like this is okay, and then you're going to roll it just the way I'm doing right now. So gently fold like this, okay? So after folding like this, I'll just use my knife and just cut off this excess like so. Then I'll just keep this aside, and then I'm going to brush this side. I'm going to use my brush with some water and brush this side, and I'm going to seal it off like this. Just press down a little, and this is what it should look like. Make sure that it's well sealed just like this, and then you're going to divide this. Divide it how many times you like into whatever shape and size you want, and this is what it's looking like. It's so beautiful. Then I'm going to carefully place in my baking tray lined with parchment paper just as so. So this was the excess I kept aside. I'll just add a bit more fish. I want to show you how you can also use this small one to make the same fish roll. So go ahead and add your filling as so, and then you're going to fold it carefully like this, and then you're going to trim off this excess like this, okay? And then you're going to brush with some water. This is just water, and then you're going to seal it off. Press down on it so that it glues, it sticks properly. So that's it for that one. I'll just go ahead and repeat the process till I exhaust everything. So after adding the filling, just fold carefully like this. Okay, roll it like this. Make sure it's well secured, and then you're going to trim off, take out the excess, then brush with some water like this, and then just seal it off like this. So I'll just trim off the edge like this so it looks neater. And that's it, guys. That's how to fold your fish rolls. So this is all the trimmings that I did. I'm just going to re-roll this one also. You can see it's a lot, so I'll advise, if you have a small work surface, it's best for you to divide your dough into two. While we're rolling, if you haven't liked this video, please give this video a like, comment, and subscribe so that it can reach a wider audience. So let's go ahead and trim off the edges just as so. It's actually optional to trim off the edges, but I find that when you trim off the edges like this, it makes it neater and easier to work with. So go ahead and add your fish filling in just as so. Okay, then you're going to fold just as we did before. You're going to trim off the excess, and then you brush off the edges with some water, and then you just press down a bit to seal it off completely so that it doesn't open up. And that's it, guys. That's how to make fish roll. When you're done, you're just going to carefully place everything in your baking tray lined with parchment paper. I got a total of 10 pieces just as seen here. You can get up to 12 pieces, or you can get just 8 pieces depending on how you cut yours. I'll just crack one egg in a bowl, and I'm going to beat this up, and we're going to use this egg as our egg white. So I'll use a knife just as so. I'm just giving it this pattern. Don't go too deep, guys. Use your knife lightly at the top just to give it the pattern. If you go too deep, you might end up bursting the whole thing, and it's not going to look nice. It's going to look a bit messy. Brush them all with some egg wash to give it that shine. So take it to the oven and bake. So it's done baking now, and this is what it looks like. And they turned out absolutely beautiful, and the taste was everything. This is a recipe that anyone can try. Just follow this recipe to the T, and you are definitely going to get it. Is this a recipe you're willing to try? Look how beautiful this fish roll is. Look at the inside of this fish roll. Thank you so much for watching. See you in my next one. Bye.